don't ride for nobody, no badge, no crew. Truth don't play favors, it just come through. I don't take sides, I take time and review. So to put it, let the context break through. If you clean, you clean, that stamp stay true.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another installment of In Plain Sight. Some things are better left unseen, though. There are some things you wish you probably never had to see, had to witness. And in this case, the people here in this particular incident wish they probably would have never been here when this took place. In this particular episode, there was something that took place at a ride. And I will leave the details of the information for you to hear. I don't want to be the one to deliver it. Let's listen.
They were traumatized because they were covered with
A 1,000-foot descent into a historic gold mine becomes a waking nightmare, leaving tourists helplessly trapped underground. The following footage has never been seen before. In Cripple Creek, Colorado, on the afternoon of October 10, 2024, an elevator carrying men, women, and children began its descent into the Molly Kathleen gold mine for its third tour of the day. But halfway down, at nearly 500 feet below the surface, the elevator ground to a sudden halt. No one on the surface knew what had happened until a woman began screaming from the depths.
See, look, I don't mind being adventurous and seeing history. I don't. But hear me out. There are two places I'm not going to go to see history. Water and all the way into the bowels of the earth. I'm not doing either of those two things. I'll fly. I'll parachute, squirrel suit before I do this. Yeah. Not gonna get me doing it. Yes, I'm a chicken, lily-livered, whatever term you want to call it, I am. I'm all good with that.
She emerged from the shaft after climbing the ladder lining its walls, physically exhausted, claiming that someone was dead. After a 911 call, deputies quickly arrived to assess the situation.
how many tracks?
And they will be with the
Well, you got 11 at 500 feet, and then there's another group at 1,000 feet.
How many do we know down there?
We think it's going to be 25 total. And then you got one confirmed deceased made at 500 feet. He's
Now off the top.
he was an employee. Yeah, he's at the yacht.
Yeah.
The deceased employee is later identified as the group's tour guide, 46-year-old Patrick Walter Wire. Though the deputies assumed that he fell from the shaft's opening, Patrick was actually inside the elevator with the tour group at the time of their descent. What led to his death is far more horrifying than a fall.
I was witness to the internet before censorship. In case many of you forget, the internet before September 11th was an interesting place. Really interesting place. I mean, anything that you could fathom was on there. Uncensored. Literally. And that included incidents like this. You would have. So I've seen my share of crazy incidences, accidents. So I can, in my head, of all the stuff that's still stuck in there, I can only imagine what we're about to hear.
And witness accounts will soon paint a terrifying picture of his final moments. For now, nearly a dozen tourists, including 2 young children, remain trapped with his body beneath the surface.
Who's this girl that's sitting over there?
She's one who got up.
They called? How did she get out? In the basket?
Covered in blood from the guy inside the 500 feet.
Trent, the manager of the mine, is currently down below, helping the hoist operator as the elevator is slowly raised 100 feet at a time. The shaft is almost completely dark, and with no way of knowing what will emerge from below, rescuers hang a white sheet around the loading bay to shield bystanders from a sight that could leave them forever scarred. The single sheet, however, won't be enough to protect anyone from what they're about to see. As the elevator nears the surface, rescue workers brace for the possibility that the freed tourists will panic.
So if this gets chaotic, everybody, Chris is going to tell people not to step over this edge. That's
25 to 30 feet.
Terry, everything else goes through Terry.
You guys should be able to see it now.
So don't listen to me. Don't listen to the cops. Don't listen to whatever. Just do what Terry says, so we can trust people.
We got it. We got people in the basket. You're going, yeah.
All right, so remember, some of them are going to come from above.
From this way.
Yeah. These are heavy.
How do we get them out of that second car?
Comes down the stairs.
The tourists that emerge from the lower compartment are in a shocking state, with their clothes and hard hats soaked in blood. Those in the upper level must wait for their turn to exit, and it quickly becomes clear why there's panic in their voices.
I want to know, but I don't want to know. I want to know, but I don't think I really do. I might regret finding out. I don't want to be these people. I wouldn't want to be. I would not try. No, man. Look, I've witnessed accidents, like car accidents before, seen them, and I don't want to remember seeing some of these accidents. And that's like paling. If everybody's covered in it,
we're gonna get you. Hold on. It's okay. Hold on.
Everybody's clear from the bottom basket.
We got more up. 5 up there. 5 up there.
We got 5 in the top basket.
9 total. 7 deceased.
Who's left down below? Is there anybody left down below? Okay.
Once the tourists are out, all that remains in the upper compartment is the mangled body of Patrick Wire, his twisted, broken form pointing to an unimaginably horrific death. What's even more chilling is the fact that he was in the lower compartment when the elevator began its descent. Not yet aware of what caused his demise and unclear on the safety of the elevator, deputies are now left with the realization that there's a second group of tourists still in the mine 1,000 feet below, with no way to bring them out.
that's wild. Listen, I understand the nostalgic feel of making things feel like they did back in the day, but I would suggest updating the cabling system while you keep the traditional carriage to be a little bit more dependable. Maybe put some bigger safeguards and just tell the people this didn't used to be here. Just a thought.
Trent is still down there with the whole other group. Trent's probably going down by ladder because he went to the 500 level to get this up. Okay, so this did fall. What's the deal with that? That's what we were told. He's the
Let's
horseman.
put him in, let's do a stove.
He don't know what happened. He said there's a loud bang,
So we can get him out of this.
so it was stopped.
As news of a tragedy at the mine starts to spread, Patrick's loved ones begin frantic attempts to call and text, unaware of what happened to him. But as the witnesses are far too traumatized to coherently explain, first responders are left with only pieces of the full story.
I heard that there was some separate that fucking songs.
I'm not sure. There's a finger on these doors or the material. It's going to run. Did something stupid.
What did he do?
I think see how doors are different.
The doors to each compartment are designed to be held in place by a metal latch, which prevents it from opening during the descent. But the door to the lower compartment has been torn off completely.
Look, I don't even know how it would happen. The only way I could see it happening is if he saw something trying to come loose, he grabbed a hold of it, and some part of his clothes got caught while it was going down because he was near that door. And as he was going up, the shirt got pulled. He was holding onto the latch, hoping it would keep him down. It didn't, and it pulled him to the top level, and rung him around, breaking off the hinge while it came up. That's the only option I could see happening. He had to have gotten caught up somehow.
Guy was one of the first guys in the elevator door. The more conversation was taking place. It sounds like a low that he was in the upper that's where they did this. Yeah, he was in the upper best with 5 other people, and he was deceased. The lower basketballs were like 4 or 5 people before, and they were traumatized because they were covered in for what 20 minutes.
And these are the doors that came off his elevator? Yeah.
I think the lower elevator.
But it wasn't until the witnesses are able to calmly recount the terrifying ordeal that the truth of what happened finally falls into place.
Let's find out if I may have I think I might be right. Let's find out.
As the tour began, 7 people, including 2 children, were loaded into the upper compartment. It was then raised, allowing the remaining tourists to enter the lower section. Many noticed that it was cramped inside when Patrick himself got on, and that he struggled to close the door, attempting and failing several times. A woman suggested that Patrick try to reload the carts as there was more room in the compartment above them. But by her account, he ignored the concerns. Eventually, Patrick managed to close the door and signaled to the hoist operator to begin their descent. But due to how packed it was in the lower compartment, the latch wasn't properly secured, causing the door to catch on the wall of the mine shaft at around 500 feet, where it began ripping from the frame and scraping along the wall. Witnesses recall hearing Patrick begin to shout, "I can't stop it, oh. Patrick then reached for the bell that would signal the hoist operator to stop the elevator, ringing it several times. But as he did so, he fell, his body slipping into the small space between the wooden wall and the elevator's frame. His body ricocheted, and as the elevator continued moving downward, he was dragged upward along the wall. As a result, Patrick suffered catastrophic injuries.
He was no longer who he was. He was now shredded meat. He was done. That's not even a big enough gap for a human body to fit comfortably. Now, I know the human body is capable of compressing and people still live. I get it, but not that. I had an accident once that showed me that the body can bend certain ways. It was a dumb thing I did, but the front of my foot got caught on a forklift, the front lever compartment. It was there, and came down and pressed my foot with shoes on into a space that was only about 2 inches thick. That's it, 2 inches wide. And then you put your foot through there with shoes. It's a little bigger than 3 inches, okay? And so you're pressing and pinning. That thing hurt. I can only partially imagine he was probably dead after about the 40-second mark.
Including severe trauma to the back of his head, a crushed rib cage, detached heart, severed spleen, and a broken neck. No one could remember hearing Patrick scream, leading them to assume his death was instant. But while the traumatic moment ended quickly for Patrick, it was only beginning for those still trapped inside. As the elevator continued to descend and Patrick was dragged upward, his body was forced into the upper compartment, landing on a helpless woman and knocking her to the ground. But in the pitch-black darkness of the shaft, no one was aware of what had pinned her down. Several tourists pulled out their cell phones to use as flashlights, and in a moment of pure horror, they clearly saw the brutalized body of their tour guide. The 2 children began to panic, with one asking their dad to check if he was okay.
Yeah, no, son, he's not. All because you couldn't take the moment to verify, make sure, safety first.
But it was clear that Patrick was deceased. Those in the compartment below had no idea what happened and began to shout, saying the tour guide had gone missing. The children's mother eerily explained, "He's in here." Though her words left them confused, the truth of her statement would quickly become apparent to everyone below, as blood from Patrick's body began seeping through the floor, raining onto their hard hats and soaking their faces and clothes.
That's like a horror movie, like Final Destination level stuff. Or The Descent stuff. If you've seen any of those two movies. Wow.
With no cell service to call 911, 3 women from the upper level began to climb the ladder lining the shaft to reach the surface and find help. Those who were left behind, including the 2 children, remained trapped with Patrick's body until their rescue. Many of the tourists were taken to the hospital for treatment after suffering injuries during the ordeal, including the woman who was pinned by Patrick's lifeless body. The cause of the accident was ultimately determined to be operator error, and after Patrick's body was removed from the elevator, it was deemed safe to use, allowing rescuers to bring the second tour group to the surface.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
On a horrible thing here on vacation.
Although the mine passed a safety and compliance inspection in December of 2024, clearing it to reopen, the Molly Kathleen mine remains closed to tourists for the foreseeable future.
I would think so.
Its website now thanks visitors for the many years they allowed them to share Colorado history. As 46-year-old Patrick Wire was a former United States Airman, a memorial procession was held in downtown Cripple Creek to honor his life and service. A GoFundMe established by Patrick's brother raised over $74,000, funds dedicated to supporting the future of Patrick's 7-year-old son. Watch our
Listen, history, all cool. Museums, shafts, mines. Take everything with safety in mind first. And if that's the case, then it has to be let off. I'm off. I'm done. I'm not doing this. Get me out of here. If you ain't going to do it, I want out. Just let me off. You haven't closed the door yet? Perfect. I'm out. None. I know I paid. Don't care. Keep the money. I'm out. I'm done. I'm not doing that. If the door can't close, I'm not wanting to force nothing. Just let me out. I'm good. Or you mean there's duct tape there? No, I'm good. I don't want no duct tape either. I'm good. If it's not welded, don't talk to me. Your safety matters. This is sad on every level, especially for the kids who had to be endured the sight, not just the sight, but oh my goodness. Anyway, this one was a rough one. I can't even say I look forward to your comments. Leave them anyway. And I mean, what you think of this one. Condolences to his family, especially his son having to deal without the father now in his formative years. Hey, what can I say? We'll catch you on the next one.
One wrong move turn the present into the past. I don't ride for nobody, no badge, no crew. Truth don't play favorites, it just come through. I don't take sides, I take time and review. So to put it, let the context break through. If you clean, that stamp stay true. If you foul, that show up too. No miss, no spin, no cover up.